All right. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Just to get some of this... Uh-oh, what's going on? Are we live? Are we live? Oh, there we go. All right, just to get some of the business out of the way. Nothing on this channel, nothing spoken, nothing written, nothing anything is financial advice. No financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please go through, read this. That way you know everything about what I'm saying is just education and not financial advice. Fantastic, good, awesome. Got that out of the way. Welcome, everybody. Space, Steven, A-Dub, Kevin, Lou, Bill, all of you. Great to have you here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really excited about today's stream. I've got a lot of things to go through, so I'm going to get started right off the bat. First off, and not most importantly, but if you're here right now, and as this stream goes on, actually I've got 17 in the stream and 16 oh, 35. Only 16 likes as you all are coming in. Please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. If you are new, maybe consider subscribing, and I'm going to just get into pretty much everything. Down in the description below, you'll see a link to the Discord. I made sure, for sure, that this link works. I know it for a fact. All right, so please, if you're not in the Discord and you want to join, fantastic community. Within that Discord community, I have a weekly seminar that I do every single week. Now, this is a paid seminar, of course, but the good news is next week, not even next week, this Thursday, I will be selecting 10 people for that weekly seminar. 10 people for 10 weeks of that seminar. Basically, all we do is we go through a whole entire week's worth of period of instruction. It's 10 to 15 hours in total, basically, of me teaching. Just a whole bunch of things, everything that you'll need for this strategy of trading. I've had a lot of students go through there. A lot of them are doing fantastic right now that really helped them and got them to the next level. So if you want to enter in on that, all you have to do is just like and comment on any video, because I will choose from random comment sections to select the winners for those. And I will do it live on stream this coming Thursday, as in the Thursday that is coming this week. All right. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to have that group of people go through. It's going to be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. So, let's see here. What else do we got? Links down there. That's how you're going to access to the weekly seminar. And I think that's it. That's all my intro. That's all of the things that I need to get through before I begin today's stream. I hope you all are doing fantastic. I'm excited for today's stream. Trying to bring as much value as I possibly can to the day. Let's take a look at a few things. I'm going to start off with my trades. All right, I'm going to show you all gold today. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did, why I saw this, how I saw this, what in the world was I looking for, and first thing I need to do is pull up my pips to profit indicator. Again, Discord, if you want this indicator, it's an all-inclusive indicator. Fantastic. Previous day's high, previous day's low, numbered boxes, all of that stuff. It's all in one indicator. It's free, and it is in Discord. Okay, so when we're talking about 3 levels of rise or fall, 3 levels of drop, 3 levels of rise, sometimes I'm referring to, and you'll hear me refer to things as like stair stepping, right? So if I notice that throughout the week or throughout the day, maybe we have structure that's broken and we're now coming out in 3 pushes. Stair stepping, all right? Price does something like this, and then you get a reversal. That's 3 levels of rise in my mind. That's using actual candlesticks, right? If you got 3 levels of rise throughout the week, Monday, push, 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 reverse. That would be like stair stepping 3 levels of rise. But then sometimes you also get 3 levels like we did today. Notice how price right here, this candlestick went up, and then it went up, and then it just stayed inside of a range. It stayed inside of specifically that 50 pip box right there. I've been calling this ground level, or the roof. I guess this would be the roof. It's not ground level. In fact, I actually, let's get some of that going, so that way you don't have to stare at my face so large. This is a 50 pip box. How have I identified this box? It's pretty simple. The price was ranging in between these 2 lines right here. And I'll zoom in a bit so you all can see those a bit better. Notice how the price was just free flowing through. It wasn't necessarily stuck inside of a range like this 25 pip box. It was just kind of moving in between the both. It's very obvious, right? I can really clearly see that this was in a 50 pip box. Now let me zoom out. Sometimes price will just be in a 25 pip box, but it's important to identify which box it's in, because once they break out of that box, I am now going to look and I'm going to observe and watch and see, is it moving in that 50 pip increment, which is what I'm expecting. That's what I want to see. I want them to move in 50 pip increments because that's what the consolidation was. Everything being timed and measured, they should be moving in that 50 pip increment. Boom. So there we go. 3 levels down, 50 pip increments. That brings us to the New York session. We've done 3 levels of drop. Also, now I'm going to point out a 3 push pattern. So this is all confluences, right? This is all things that are leading up to and building into my trading idea. This was the London session. I'm going to draw that line. What do we notice about the London session? Well, I noticed that all of these little itty bitty candlesticks here are just that. Relative to all of these, they're much smaller than all of those. Now, whenever they came out of that consolidation, because remember, consolidation is simply just a low and a high. Anything in the middle of that is consolidation. When they came out, I'm going to zoom in some more and stop scrolling my chart around so you can really see this. They came out in one big candlestick, and then the candles got smaller. Really strange, right? And then all of a sudden, it got bigger. Then it got smaller again. And then all of a sudden, it gets bigger one more time. Where's my box? There we go. 1 candle, 2 candles, whatever. It gets pretty big though, right? Those 2 candles relative to those and those 2, they're bigger. Come out of consolidation, 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. That's 3 pushes down into a session. Cool. So I've established a couple pieces of information. Now, the average stop hunt is 25 to 50 pips outside of a range. We've got 3 levels of drop, 3 levels of 50. And then now we have a 25 pip extension outside of our range. Fantastic. That's a lot of really great information. Now, let me pull up my trade from today. And you're going to notice a couple of things. Number 1, I got stopped out. And I want you all to see what happened. I'm going to zoom all the way in so we can really check this out. I thought we were going vertical. Boom, boom, boom. You can see where I started to size in. You can see where I started to size out. You can see where I started to size back in. And you can see where I started to size back out. My stop was down here. So before we even got to my stop, I was sized out. And then I was out completely down here. Okay, I was sized out to like almost nothing at this point. Actually, that wasn't my stop. That was the round numbers. My apologies. My stop was down here. And that's why I was sizing out where I did, because it's halfway between where I was getting in and then my actual stop and stuff down there. So you can see that when it was coming down, before it even got to my stop or close to it, I was closing, right? I was closing positions. I did not want them to get all the way to my stop at full size. I was in a certain amount here. I was in a certain amount here. I was in a certain amount. Nope, I closed a certain amount here. I was in a certain amount up here. And you can see me closing prior to getting stopped out, which means that my risk was mitigated pretty well. I didn't lose a whole bunch. But now, after being in this consolidation for quite some time, instead of getting chopped up over and over and over and over and over, I just waited until I saw the pattern a bit more clear, and I can see now, not even in hindsight, but in real time, I could see the 3 push pattern. And once it started to come back up, I was looking at these candlesticks. Look how big that candlestick is. 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 All of these candles that are just slamming straight down. Notice that all of the closes of those candles are relatively in the same place. And this is a triple top. This should keep going down. And then it doesn't. It just starts to go up. And you can see me sizing back in. And then there's a bunch of size added in. Actually, there was some size there. There was some size. Actually, I think I took some profits off here. I don't know why. But anyway, you can see entry, 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 average, and then it went up and good things happened. All right. So loss, win. I was a pretty good day. All right. It was a very good day. So let's get rid of that. This is gold. Over here is about where that happened. A little bit late. No big deal. Everything worked out fine. But that's the whole entire idea behind that trade. 3 levels of drop from the previous day's high yesterday. 3 pushes out of consolidation into the low of the session, low of the day, low of the week. And then I took a reversal trade. Counter trend reversal trade back up. And that was it. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So hopefully that helps somebody kind of see it a bit better. Hopefully it helps somebody understand it a bit better. This behavior happens over and over again. I'm always very happy when I see things like this. It makes me, or gives me a lot more confidence to the trade. I'm going to show you all the NASDAQ trade I took yesterday as well. And this one's not really as good. I wasn't really super happy with this one, if I'm being completely honest. But that's okay. You know, not everyone's going to be a home run. Not everyone's going to be... I was like halfway to second or halfway to first base on this one. Not even batting a single. So I really should have been in somewhere over here. Now, it didn't fit the bill. It didn't fit my entry criteria, and that's why I didn't take it. This is 930 up here. You can see we're basically going up at this point. It kind of looks like 3 levels, right? So this is the beginning of London, and then we've gone up 1, 2, and 3. But I didn't really see it that way, so I wasn't really too sure. And again, so there's a high, a low, higher high, and now they broke structure down. So normally when that happens and there's a break to the downside, I would look for, 3 pushes back up. That's my pattern. That's the one that I look for. Never got that. Just went straight down. I was like, all right, I've either missed it or I need to wait for a first bounce. And now I've got 25, almost 50 pips of room, I suppose. They've gone back up. Still no pattern. And then I noticed something important. I noticed that this had done a big candlestick, big candlestick, big candlestick, and then it just kept on reversing. I noticed what appeared to be almost a bit of a symmetrical triangle. And symmetrical triangles trap in both directions. They trap long and they trap short at the same exact time. But when it came out of the symmetrical triangle, somewhere around over here, it did a 1, 2, 3 engulfment. And I thought that was my key to get in. And I thought this would do at least 25 to 50 down to double zeros. I entered it on that candlestick right there. And as it fell down through, I think that I had pulled off a little bit. And I was just going to let it go the rest of the way, and it didn't. It actually just immediately went into consolidation, which is always a huge red flag for me, that the moment we break a level, they've decided to go into consolidation. And instead of expanding, nope. If you go and look at any real move, any move that is with intention, the market actually wants to get from point A to point B, it will go. It's not going to break the level and immediately go into consolidation. It's playing games. I don't want to play games. If I wanted to play games, I would go outside and throw a football or something. That's not what I'm here to do. So when it immediately goes into consolidation, I'm very prone to just close. And that was exactly what I did. And I'm very happy that I did, because I would have got stopped out or for a loss. So again, not happy with the fact that the trade didn't play out. However, I can't see the future. All I saw was the pattern, the first bounce opportunity. I took it. It didn't play out. The only thing I can jump up and down about is the fact that my trade management was exceptional. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Anyway, where have you been? I've been here. What do you mean? Last week was my my administrative week. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got some big things are in the works. I'll just say that, all right? I'm going to keep it a secret for a little bit longer, but I think that a very large group of people are going to be very happy within the next 6 months. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? No way you just came into my stream and decided, hey, I'm just going to donate $10 to this guy. I really do appreciate that. Space. Playbook or what? Man, I'll leave it to you to speculate. Let's see. 10 out of 10. I appreciate that, Red. I do. Make sure you all are... How y'all doing? Make sure... No questions. Okay, so this is not the last piece of value I had on the menu for today. All right, I'm going to go back. Oh, man. Big. I really do appreciate that. Whenever someone donates, it's just like, I don't know. I really do appreciate it. All right, so not the last piece of value on the menu for today. I've got 15 more minutes of basically allotted time that I've given myself to try and provide you all with as much information as I possibly can. That's why I'm talking a bit fast today. So let's go back to this chart right here. And actually, you know what? No, I need to go. Which one is it? That one. I need to go to this one. And I want to talk to you all about the opening range and initial balance. Okay, let's look at Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday builds the opening range and initial balance for the day. We know that. That's the whole premise this whole trading strategy is kind of based off of, right? The market only does three things: breaks out and reverses, breaks out and trends, or stays inside of a trading range. That's the whole idea of Monday, high and a low. Tuesday, we either stay inside or we expand the range. And then Wednesday, we might have a larger trade setup, hopefully either from the extremes. So we're trying to trade from up here or from down here. Or if we're not up here or down there, we want to take a trade based off of a already existing pre-existing parabolic move back up or down to one of those extremes. That's really all we're looking for on Wednesday. If we break it down to its simplest kind of, jargon or whatever, I don't even know what word to use, but if we really want to break it down as simply as possible, we would say, hey, we want to trade from up here or down here or back up to one of those levels, because Monday and Tuesday has built a large box, and now Wednesday is expected to manipulate that box or go back to one end of the range or the other. So that's not really the piece that I want to talk about, because I talk about that all the time. What I really want to talk about, and something that I've began to use a lot more, like every single day pretty much, is not only those numbers that I showed you all just now, the numbered boxes. I told you all that I didn't really used to see those as much or use them as much, and now I use them every single day, because they're incredibly accurate, and I truly just did not understand how to use them before. And now that I do, oh my goodness, I am like mind through the ceiling, in love with it. All right. So the other thing, and that I've talked about in previous videos that I used to use a lot, is the Asian range. I've started using the Asian range every day as well. And let me tell you why. If everything is fractal and the whole entire week can be basically, configured around opening range, initial balance, and then trade. Opening range, initial balance, and then trade. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, reset. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Why am I not doing that to help me within the day itself? So every single day, I mark off my Asian range. And when I come to the screen, I look and see, well, what did London do? It's manipulated. It's gone higher. And then to simplify and give myself a really sturdy checklist, every single day, I mark off the low of London and I mark off the levels in the gap time, which I'm actually 99% sure that's like what Stacey says to do anyway. However, I've just never really done it that way. And this has really, really helped. Like, accuracy through the ceiling, already pretty accurate. And now it's like I'm really, really comfortable waiting till after 9:30 and just seeing what is happening within the day. It's made me even more patient than I already was. I thought I was patient before, but now it's just like, I have no idea. All right. It's just waiting till after 9:30, understanding 3 pushes out. Market only does 3 things: opening range, initial balance, essentially for the entire day, and then just watching and seeing how does 9:30 react around both of those ideas. It's very clean, it's very simple, and it's very easy to understand. You really, I could say can't really screw it up, but I guess you could. But if I've got a couple lines on my chart, and then I go down from the 15-minute, I'm still doing everything that I've always done. I'm still looking at structure. I'm still looking at signal days. I'm still using all of these larger things to build my thesis for what I'm looking for within the day. I'm just simply using the opening range and initial balance of the day itself to help me frame where the trade could be taken from, as an extra confluence, an extra, even more confluence than I already had before. It's really helpful. It's really accurate. That's part of the reason that I did this trade today. Like I said, on gold, using this idea, hey, just draw that line, just leave it there. Hey, they've done 3 pushes down. Okay, gap time, where's the low within the gap time? Right there, push 1, push 2, push 3 in the gap time, and then the reversal. It just makes sense, right? If they were jamming back up, push 1, push 2, push 3, then it might be something different. But that's not what was happening. You could just go back and back test this for yourself, and I think you'll see probably that it's fantastic. So you'll be seeing this a lot more from me in the future. So as far as like jargon goes and talking points, I want you all to be well equipped with everything and understand kind of like what I'm talking about. So unfortunately, no one can. Yep, agreed about the matrix piece. You can only, once you start to think you see it, you probably need to go a little bit further, and then one day it'll just smack you right in the face. And yeah. Like using a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday style template every single day. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Asia, opening range. Initial balance, trade. Opening range, initial balance, trade. Opening range, initial balance, trade. Every single day. It's phenomenal. Do you trade anything other than the list on the screen? No. I don't have some secret list. I don't have some crazy, like, super secret stocks that I'm, like, trading outside of what I show you all here on the Discord. Or, not on the Discord. I'm losing my mind one day at a time. On the YouTube live streams, these are the pairs that I trade. All right. So many different variants to the style of trading. It's incredible. I don't think there's a lot of different variants, Ed. I think that, you know, it's just me saying the same thing over and over again, and then maybe displaying the information slightly different each time. Like, I've talked about the opening range and initial balance of the day before, and you can go back. I've got a whole, like, 2-hour or 1-hour video on it, and it's the guy who's like, I am befuddled, and it's in the live class playlist here on YouTube. If you go to the live class playlist here on YouTube, it's the guy, he's up there, he's like, I am befuddled. Yeah, it's that one. All right. If you want anything more about the Asian range and stuff like that, that's kind of exactly what I'm talking about here. Can you go over that one more time? Absolutely. So, for example, opening range of the day. If I was looking at this, it would be 8 o'clock until 2 a.m. would create a range, a high and a low. London will either extend that range or stay inside. In this instance, you can see they extended it. Creates a bit of a range like this. And then when I come to my session, what I will do is I will draw the high and the low of London. And I will draw the gap time levels as well. All right, so something like this. Basically exactly the same as you would on the opening range, right? You would draw the opening range and initial balance. You would draw your Tuesday high and low. You would draw your Monday high and low. And then when you come into Wednesday, it's either going to be a continuation of Monday, Tuesday, or it'll be a reversal of Monday, Tuesday. In this instance, it'll be a reversal of Asia, London. Asia, London, New York reversal. Asia, London, New York reversal. Asia, London, New York reversal. Trading from the bottom of the box and trading from the top of the box. For the Asian range from 8 to 2 a.m., correct. It's from 8 o'clock p.m. until the very last candle before 2 a.m. So like that candle right there. Yep, exactly. And you can go, like I said, you all can feel free to go back test this. Just, I want you all to do your own research so you know I'm not just speaking some random thing. It's I'm telling you, fantastic understanding of and way of viewing price and way of viewing the market. I've not really seen on anybody else's channel people seeing it like that or discussing it in that manner. So maybe I could be wrong. I have no idea. Number boxes can start from yesterday. That's correct. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got about 6 minutes of allotted time. However, I think that I am just going to get into the session. I kind of said everything that I wanted to say. Take me a little sip here of this is not spicy water. It's just flavored water today. I had to retire my spicy water, unfortunately. But I'm never going to retire these shirts, so it'll be good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 121 in the stream. We are kicking tonight. If you all don't mind, though, if you're sitting here and you're watching and you enjoy what you're seeing, especially since we're about to get into the part where you actually get to see me make the watch list for tomorrow, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really does help me. It helps the stream, and it makes YouTube kind of push our stuff out into the algorithm a bit. It makes the people see it. People see, hey, there's 70 people watching, and that stream has 70 or 100 plus likes, and it just started like 10 seconds ago, and they click on it. And I don't know why or how or whatever, but that's how it works. So, grandpa shirts. Hey, you can call it what you want, but I like them. I dig it. All right. I'm getting into it. Enough babbling. Let's look at US dollar, Canadian dollar. I want you all to remember, keeping it simple always, the best that I can. I look at market structure. I look at the no, not that thing. I look at the, man, I'm about to lose my mind, signal days. I look at the opening range, which I can actually look at today since Monday, Tuesday's traded. Those are the three mains. I have to do those things every single pair that I look at. And then when I come into the screen tomorrow, I'll look at what did Asia London do, and I'll adjust some lines. I'll put some lines on the chart, and then based off of these three things that I've got up here on the screen right now, based off the analysis that I'm doing right now, I can make decisions coming into the session looking at what did Asia London do, and it can, like I said, be an added confluence. So the other three things that I look at are going to be price to level gaps. I'm going to look at the inside bar stops. Basically, I'm looking to look at where people's stop losses are. Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do inside bar stops, and I'm going to do breakout stops. Because these are areas in the chart where a lot of times, if you've noticed, price will go back to those levels. So I just like to identify them, not necessarily use them every single day or every single time, but it's important for me to know that they exist. So I like to label them. So looking at US dollar, Canadian dollar, right off the bat, the very first thing that stands out to me immediately is the fact that since Friday, we have came down once, twice, and now 3 times, and gone into a pretty good rectangle down here. Okay, so I'm going to label that off. That's a signal day for me. 3 days, previous days. Well, if I could type days low. There we go. And I can immediately just put this up into here before I forget. I'm going to identify my opening range, which was something like that. And I can put that up there very quickly using that. Awesome. So now I need to look at where did we close today? Well, we closed on the outside of the opening range. That is valuable information because is tomorrow going to turn into breakout, pullback, continuation, or breakout, and then maybe fail and come back into the range tomorrow? I don't know. But I will know a lot more information once I come to the screen tomorrow. Now, I need structure as well. I had a low, I had a high. Now I have a lower low, which means that I could actually, hold on, down, up candle. Yeah, I guess it would be like that. So there's a low, there's a high, something like that. And then I'm going to mark off my structure within structure because obviously this consolidation is just too good not to mark off. Throw my end of day consolidation up there, EODC, and I'm going to call it quits, okay? This is all the information that I need to come into the session tomorrow. Mark off a couple extra lines based off of what did London do, what did Asia do, and then go about my day, all right? First 30 minutes of the video should be a must watch. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Then I'm going to go to pound dollar. Let's see what my notes were for today. I had a major low down here. I had a major high up there, it looks like, and I had level 3 question mark. Why did I have level 3 question mark? Probably something to do with the numbered boxes if I had to guess. Yeah, okay, so I was looking at this like level 1, level 2, level 3. Either way. Let's see. Go back to that other one right there. Okay. So, let's see what has happened today. Do we have any signal days? There's the open. There's the close. No signal day. What happened? I'm going to get rid of all these lines. This is too much for me to stare at. Monday was a pretty wide range day. Something about like that. And it looks like we've not necessarily failed. The breakout has not failed, but it's closed inside of that opening range. So is this a pair that I'm going to look at tomorrow? Probably not. As of right now. Do you check volume before entering the trade? No. I do not. I do not. First red day? No. Look how far down we are. Not usually something that I'd be willing to do. Previous day's high has been hit, failed breakouts, and now we've came back down. Now, you all, I'm not teaching this anymore, but that is day 1, 3-day cycle. Now it's day 2. Tomorrow's day 3 of the 3-day cycle. Volume's trapped up top. Now we have peak formation low. Yep, I still don't see anything. I'm going to mark off my structure and I'm going to move on because I'm not seeing it right off the bat, which is not good. I don't want to sit here and try and guess. That's not what we're trying to accomplish around here. Looks like we had a low. Yeah, this is a pretty big box as well. I'm going to mark it off like this. And I think I'm going to move on. I'm going to put this up into pump it up, I guess. And we're just going to go. Red day, not first red day. I see. Okay, what was I looking at today? So I saw the peak formation low and high yesterday, Monday, and now we had this channel. And then I was watching to see, are they going to spike it back down into the low of the range before going vertical? It went vertical as I was on my little call this morning with the students. We were sitting there watching it go straight up, and it's like, well, there it goes. You know, so not really something that I'm looking to do when it's moving that early in the morning, right? It started moving at 8 o'clock. Not really my thing. So, yeah, good call. Inside day. I think that this is actually probably all really good information. I'm going to delete some of these lines. I'm going to leave the channel. Not that the channel really means anything, but that's definitely going to maybe be order flow for the way back down. I've got my end of day consolidation, something like this. Stands out to me. I'm going to throw it up there. And then I'm also going to throw up the inside day. Something like this. So Monday, Tuesday turns into an inside day. And then we're going to be looking at tomorrow's range to see what they do. I got to tell you, them opening on that gap on Monday is probably going to be a lot of manipulation, if I had to guess. Open. I don't know if I would call that a first green day or not. Where are we at? Oh, no. I'm not calling that a first green day. Nope, nope, nope. Space. No, I actually didn't even see your comment, to be honest. I was just looking at it myself, and I was thinking about saying first green or whatever, and unless we're talking about two different things right now, I could be just speaking completely out of turn. Multi-day W. Maybe. I just feel like we're very up high. We got this big push and push and push, and I think we probably have something like this going. Yep, okay. How many months of rise do we have right now? I mean, we've been scooting on this pair. This is the second month up. Either way. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. Go back over here. Take a look at some things that we care about. We got high. I think the low is still all the way down here. I think this is all I can do. I'm going to leave this in the inside day. I've got my end of day consolidation marked off. I have the things that I kind of care about the most. The high of the week right now is all the way up here. That's the most valuable information that I can possibly use. You know, we're kind of in the middle. We've got space to go there. We got space to go there. Do you ever factor in major news? Yes, I do on the day itself. If the whole day is just going to build order flow, I'll just wait till after the news to figure out what the market's going to do based off of that news, and then I will trade afterwards. So like tomorrow is 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8:30. That's going to be a big one. So I basically need to wait till after 8:30. After 8:30, if there's not a first bounce trade, the next big time is 9:30. I'll wait till 9:30, and if there's a trade at 9:30, fantastic. If not, then, well, see you tomorrow. Okay, peak low, peak high, channel, consolidation at the high of the week. Nope, not at the high of the week. High of the day, inside day, and that's pretty much all I can do. Alrighty then. Okay, Friday, Monday. Actually, I'm going to go back one last time just to make sure this is... Yeah, so inside day, inside of the opening range. I don't know why I even needed to go back for that. Okay, this is another one that opened pretty strong at the beginning of the week, all the way down. So we can do a little bit of this. We can do a little bit of that. And then we can take a look. And I can fix my box since I decided to draw it all catawampus. End of the day, they went right back up to the... They closed on the outside of the opening range. Okay. Jared, what do you mean? Close outside of opening range. Oh, Castle, you beat me to it. Very nice. Let's see. Let me zoom out a bit, take a look at what we had going on. Okay, we're closed at the high of the week. Pretty wide range. So basically what I would be looking for is, again, market going to break out, pull back and continue, break out and fail and go back to the other end of the range. That's really all I'm going to look for. As far as signal days, we got day 1, 3-day cycle on Monday. Today was day 2. Tomorrow is day 3. Is it going to reverse? Is it going to continue? It's also day 3 within the week. I don't really ever call it that, but it is going to be Wednesday. So basically looking for parabolic moves, trend or reverse, either way. All right, so I'm going to put this into... It doesn't matter. If you see me putting anything in squeeze or session trade, usually that's because it's just there wasn't a signal day. I think it still has potential of some kind, but I'm not going to sit here and jump up and down and be like, well, where do I put it? Where do I put it? All right, I'll just put it in one of these two, and if it looks good when I come to the session, maybe I can move it around somewhere else. But if not, then I'll just kind of leave it where it is. I'm not super particular about that piece. All right, looking at the NASDAQ. I'm going to delete my little annotations here, get my opening range up on the screen. This week seems to be at a bit of a wide range opening range. And you can go back and study those yourself, but they do tend to play out a little bit differently than a narrow range opening range. We closed as an inside day today, and I saw my chat start blipping, so I think that Space or somebody has probably informed me of it, which is awesome. Love it. Let's see here. No, I was wrong. As I was inside day Space. Awesome. Yeah, so inside day today, we basically just traded completely on the inside of the opening range, inside of Monday's range. So that gives me a low and a high. And then it gives me this little itty-bitty consolidation down here. And you'll see this all the time. They pin down, then they pin up, and then they just hold it there, and it will eventually break out and do whatever. I've got my end of day consolidation over here. And I think that's what I'm going to roll with. I think that's all I really need as well. Was there a bit of a pump? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I feel like maybe I want to say it's first red day, but I think that I'm going to hold out. I think that this does look like where maybe the pump began. Push 1, push 2, and then push 3. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to limit myself to only being able to take a short trade by saying that it's first red day. What I am going to do is say this is where the pump began, and then I'm going to put a bunch of question marks right there to let me know, like, hey, this is the idea that I had, and I just need to either let it confirm or, let the market prove me wrong. And also, given that it's an inside day, time where people are stuck and all that's going to really play a role. This was also day 1, 3-day cycle. Today was day 2 based off of breakout failed right there. So there might be volume trapped at the high. Really what I'm trying to say is there might be volume trapped at the high of the week. That's really all I cared about with that statement. Okay, I'm going to put this into pump and dump because that's kind of what it looks like. Push 1, push 2, push 3. I'm pretty sure we've been in, not a down market. We did break down a bit, but not really. God knows. Good to have you here. SPX, is it doing something similar? Is this where the pump began? Is that push 1, push 2, and push 3? Is that a lower low break in structure? Kind of seems like it. I also see the inside day. Very similar to the NASDAQ. We had a low, high. Actually, really just kind of like a low and then a high and then a low and then not quite a higher high, but that low is still valid, so it still broke to the downside either way. First red day, yeah. I think that the pump actually might have began from right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it's the first red day, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to tell myself right now in front of you and everybody else, first red day, inside day, I think that this kind of was as well, if I'm being honest, based off of we've had a pretty big pump, and now we have a day that's closing underneath the open. Is it perfect? Is it ideal? Do I think that? No. I think that I'm going to put this into the first red day spot. I think I'm going to put that in the first red day spot. Do I think it's perfect? No. Am I going to limit myself to only taking shorts tomorrow? No, I am not. That's why I'm saying that now, because I don't want to limit myself. Usually when I do first red day or first green day, I will not take the opposite end of that trade. I will not say, well, it was a first green day, so I'm going to take a short. That's not something I usually do. But if I say it to myself now, then it's a little bit more acceptable in my mind. Okay, oil, I can immediately, the first thing I see is the breakout traders, the break-in structure to the downside right here and right here. Is the very first thing that jumped out to me. So I'm going to label that, and then do one of these. Breakout, trader stops, fantastic. Oil has just been on an absolute rip today. You know, I saw a few people today mentioning maybe going short on oil, and I like to let people make their own decisions, right? I'm never going to influence or say anything, and then what if it doesn't go the way that I said, and then it's like, well, Cameron, you said this, blah, blah, blah. Let me show you why I personally believed that oil was not going to reverse. I was watching oil, and I actually took it off of my screen, because this was the New York session, by the way. This is 8 o'clock. They broke out. They started going. Oil is very well known for just dragging people forever until account goes goodbye. So I was watching this, and the way I view structure, and this is why I do it like this, is so that I don't keep continuously shorting things or going long on a strong breakout. It's because I'm watching structure, and I'm just constantly waiting for them to do something different. They didn't break out of this box particularly until 11 o'clock. So I had no trade at all, anywhere. There was no reason for me to go short. All right. And that was just my idea. All right. That was my understanding. And that's why I chose not to go short on this pair. All right. I'm going to get rid of all that. Get rid of this. And then get back to the 15-minute chart. Go back. There we go. Okay. I've missed a few things. I need to make sure that I put my opening range up here. Something like that. And what are we doing? Yeah, we've closed 250, 225 or so. I think 225, 3 levels of 75. Math ain't mathin'. Hopefully that's the right. Hopefully I said the right thing. 3 levels of 75. Broke down, breakout trader stops, closed outside of the opening range. This is my least favorite variant of the opening range, if I'm being completely honest. 100 likes. Oh, nice. Goodness great. If we can just get 100 more, I can select 2 more winners right here on stream, right here and now. And we'll do 2 more weeks of free giveaway of the weekly seminars. That'd be really cool. If we could just do 100 more of those within the next 3 pairs, that'd be golden. It's been a good stream, though. Y'all have been really interactive. I've really enjoyed this. No break-in structure to the downside. Well, we had a high, and then they came back in 2 candles, and then they broke and they went higher, and then they broke. I probably missed when you said that the first time, Space, but this on the 15-minute chart, this is what I'm seeing. Low. Oh, I see what you're saying. Very well. Okay, so signal day. Do we have 3 days of longs in the market? I certainly think so. That was the first day back here. That might be the second day. Nope. Never mind, they spiked it down there. No, I'm not willing to say that. I'm not seeing any signal day. I'm going to put this in the pump and dump, or maybe just a session trade. Maybe oil is going to just pump up for a Friday trade. Maybe a Thursday, Friday trade. Who knows? Just got to be patient. Now, this is interesting. I was sitting here watching this just before I came and we're doing this live stream. And all of a sudden, it just started going straight up, which seems unusual or odd, I suppose. Kind of a weird time. But either way, let's see here. Do we have any sort of signal day today? No. What's the opening range look like? Looks about like that. Yeah. Yep. Let me zoom out. Oh boy. Okay. That looks a bit like inverse head and shoulders, and I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. That's not what we do. I don't do that around here. I don't trade based off of patterns like that, but that is kind of what it looks like. And if this is a larger breakout on maybe a higher time frame, it's not going to be on that one. I don't know. Alrighty then. Signal day. Structure. Sorry, my dog just yawned belligerently loud out of nowhere. That's all I'm really seeing. I see this kind of end-of-day consolidation a bit like this. I'm not really seeing anything on this at all. I kind of want to keep an eye on it, pump and dump. You know, it's doing something weird. When things start doing weird things, I kind of like to watch them. Really just out of interest. It started pumping all of a sudden at the end of the day, and now we've already like broke out and we're still pumping this early in the day just started. Yeah, that seems strange. I kind of want to watch this. All right. Dollars dropping. Okay. Well, let's look at gold. What's gold doing? Interesting. Okay, so gold is already a prime candidate. Number one, you know, all the news that we've got tomorrow, obviously tomorrow is going to be a big mover. It should be anyway, or at least it's going to be a very heavily manipulated day. I don't know which one. Probably both. But we have the three pushes down outside of consolidation, the consolidation down low, and now we've got what appears to be something like this and something maybe like that for end of day consolidation. We still have this breakout level that's still very clean. They still haven't tapped into it. Nope, it's not inside bar. It's breakout traders. There we go. I'm going to mark off my structure within the structure. No signal day. That's all I can do. Okay. I'm going to put this up into... This is going to go into squeeze or something. This looks a little bit spicy. US 30, is that looking kind of like all the other indexes? Wow, okay. Nice. All right. This is what I had in my mind today for this pair. Peak high, peak low, and a descending little channel here. Kind of thought this was going to go short. And actually, there was a very nice short trade in the first hour. They pumped it up. Remember, part of my criteria for going short on these trades is when they come out of the channel like this, and if you go into the 1 minute chart, you can, there it is. You can kind of see where it was just doing this weird thing, right? It just started going up, just going up, and then all of a sudden it just started going down. Yeah, really weird behavior, but you can see there's a bit of an M up here on the last leg. And they pulled back into the channel, went straight down for I don't know how many pips, and then immediately reversed back into the channel. And then this whole channel turned into order flow, which was my other idea. I thought one of the two was going to happen. NASDAQ, I thought NASDAQ looked a lot cleaner today as far as the short trade goes. It was doing the same thing, but NASDAQ went down. Oil, or US 30 went straight up. All right, so we've got maybe a failed breakout out of the opening range. Actually, it is a failed breakout. So we've got Monday's high and low. And if you've watched my opening range video, you'll know that one of the things that I kind of search for is if there's a failed breakout outside of the range. I'm looking to see, number one, now this, admittedly, this does happen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it works every single time and it's perfect. Sometimes it will just do this, and that's okay. However, usually what I look for is if we have a failed breakout on a Tuesday, who can tell me what I'm looking for? Alamina, very nice to have you here. And if I just mispronounce your name, I really, really apologize. But it's very good to have you. If we have a failed breakout on a Tuesday, what am I usually looking for? Failed breakout, basically, of the opening range. Reversal. More specific. A little bit more specific. Okay, usually what I'm looking for, once we get a failed breakout of a range, I've been calling it the law of consolidation. I don't know what else to call it. I'm sure there's a name for it, and I'm just silly and I don't know. But when there's a failed breakout of a consolidation, right, I'm either looking for it to go back to the 50% level of that consolidation, which kind of looks like that's about where we've landed right now. So I should probably put a bit of a dotted line at 50%, and that's really eyeballing it right there, but it's okay. 50% of that range, or to go back to the other side of the range. All right, so now that we have failed breakout, is it going to consolidate and go up? Or is it going to break out and continue that move back down towards the low of the opening range? Yes, exactly. Y'all are crushing it. Very nice. Cool. And which, you know what, that actually would even play into the idea for NASDAQ and S&P. Like, yeah, this is a bit of a divergence. It's done something different than the other two. But who's to say that there's not still breakout trader stops or inside bar trader stops down here? Maybe this is all order flow. Maybe they're going to go back and get them because there's people... Maybe there's people who traded this inside bar. They're long off this inside bar right now, and they're chucking their monopoly money up in the air like, thank you. This is awesome. I'm doing fantastic, and I'm going to be a millionaire. And the next thing you know, they come to the screen, and this is what they've got down here. All right. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so this is all I can do. I can't put this in the first red day because obviously it's not a first red day. But what I can do is I can just put it into the pump and dump right here. Is there first red day? Ooh, that's pretty close. I think we closed like at the open. Dang near. Almost to the tick. Look what we did today. There's the open. There's the close. I'm just going to put that in first red day. They traded up. They traded down. That's like almost to the tick. Makes me chuckle a little bit. Can you imagine, going short or going long anywhere in here and losing and then realizing that they just came right back to where it started? I think it's funny. It's not funny. It kind of is to me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 6 minutes to talk. Does anybody have questions about anything? It could be literally anything. Not literally anything, but preferably something about trading. Anything that you feel like I could help you with. Chuck, I appreciate it. I'm really not that funny, but I do try to bring some kind of humor into learning. I feel like it keeps people a bit more engaged. Do you have a set stop loss? Yes. M's and W's. Peter, since you asked first, I'll run into that real quick. All of my entries, whenever I enter, I look at the market with a certain understanding of where I believe that people are trapped. And I have, if you go watch my 3 push class or 3 push pattern thing, the last video that I posted, I think it was 1 or 2 videos ago. You can't miss it though. Basically what I do is I look for where I believe that people are trapped using a series of different methods, whether that's trap volume, trapped based off of candlestick behavior, trapped based off of the time, such as like an opening or closing of a candle. They opened a candle, they 3 pushed pattern down, they've engulfed back the other direction. What I'll do is whenever I enter that market, I'll have one of those areas already identified where I think that people are trapped. So that way, when I take my entry, I should be able to say, hey, this is where people are trapped. I can put my stop there. And that's how I usually get away with taking a 1 or 2 candle stop on the 1 minute chart. And that's how my risk to reward, I believe, stays as good as it is. It doesn't have to go that far. You all see me taking these 25 and not even 50 pip moves all the time, but my risk to reward is like 1 to 3, 1 to 4. What is your average? 1 to 3, usually. Stefan, 1 and 2, 1 to 3. The ones that I hold on to that I believe that are going to go longer, and I kind of glue my hand to the table, and I don't get out. Usually 1 to 5 or greater. Remind me, you only reset the day count when the failed breakout is at the high or low of the week. Jack, that is for the 3-day cycle specifically. That is only for the 3-day cycle. It has its own set of rules. And if you want to learn about the 3-day cycle, please go watch my 3-day cycle video. It's very detailed, and it should help a lot. But yes, to answer your question, high or low of the current week, if there's a failed breakout, day 1. He takes 90-10 setups. Does that mean he's 90% accurate? No, that's setups that he believes are more in his favor and when he has edge. That does not necessarily mean, well, I'm not going to speak for him. I have no idea. I've never talked to him personally. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him. However, whenever I take a setup that I believe to be 90-10, in my mind, I have edge. And if the edge does not play out, I still am mature enough to admit defeat and manage that trade accordingly. And that's just kind of how I see it. Okay. My average, like I said, win rate 1 to 3, between 60 and 70%. I recommend using dollars Confluence. I don't do that. Chuck, oh my gosh, you come in here like every other live stream. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thanks, man, that just means so much to me. I can't help but smile when people do that because it's just like, you don't have to, right? I do this because, one, I enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy doing this. And then for someone to come in here and say, you're doing a great job and just send me money, I really appreciate that. 9%. How do you use high bull candles as support and resistance? High bull candles. I use the ones that are located for, number one, I'm going to start off by saying this. I don't use them very often at all. Like, very rarely. But if I do notice them, I'm going to use the ones that are at the low of the day or the high of the day. Like M's, W's. I don't know if you ever see Stacey marking off like certain areas of the chart. But I've seen, he marks off certain areas of the chart, and I believe that it's because he's marking off these candles, and you can see that this is how it's played out. So this is at the low of the day, low bear candle, engulfed at the low of the day specifically. That's very important to me. Low of session, low of day, and it's usually those are a little bit stronger. If you go watch ICT, he's going to talk about this is like support. I can't do that. All right, it's very confusing to me. So I just use the ones that are at the high and the low of the day. It's basically just supply and demand. You can go look at any supply and demand course and learn about that if you really want to. I don't use that as a main strategy. I don't even use that as like a partial strategy. I don't put very much weight into it at all. But again, that's just me personally. That's my own mentality about it. What helps you hold trades longer when you're already in deep profit? It's hard. That's I've only been trading for 2 years. I want to start off by saying that. I've only been trading for 2 years. I still have things that I know that I need to improve on as a trader. I don't think I'm ever going to stop improving. There's always going to be something to get better at. The thing that I'm working on now, though, is when I see a trade and I say, hey, this should go back to this level. Dogs are going nuts. Whenever I see a trade, I'm like, it should go to this level. And then I see my profit like up more than it normally is. And I'm like, okay. I get up and go get me a glass of water. Sometimes I'll just take 25% just to feel a little bit better about it. It's hard though. You know, when I see it jump up a certain amount, there is absolutely no way. Jack, are you kidding me? Holy cow. There is no way. I feel like I should jump up on my desk and do some kind of dance or something. Thank you so much. Goodness gracious. I might even pull out the holy cow for that one. Are you kidding me? Jack, I appreciate it so much. I could sit here and say that all day, but I really do. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Are you going to share the trading journal? So I created one. What I've been doing is I've been giving it to all the students that have been kind of, you know, they pay the extra money to do the weekly seminars, the weekly webinars. I don't know why I call them seminars, they're webinars, but I've been using that as like an extra tool, an extra thing to be given. I have put out a trade journal in the past though, and if you want that, I think it's in the description of most of my videos. And if not, it's definitely, just reach out to me and I'll give it to you. But I am working on a better one. I'm working on a far more professional one, one that is like a legitimate trading dashboard, one that, like, I'm really proud of the other one that I made because that's like the first time I've ever used Excel, to be honest. And I think it came out pretty good, but I'm making one that is even better. All right. Let's see. I want to make sure anything else up here. I was answering a question before. Oh, I was answering about holding trades. Yeah, someone said lock in the money. That's how I feel about it. You know, if I get up a certain amount and I'm just like, that's good enough. You know, I don't feel bad 99% of the time when I just take it. Now, if I see a trade that I think, hey, this is going to go 200 pips, and I take 50 and I close it, and then it goes 200 pips, I'm going to feel a little bit strange about that. Because I was capable of identifying and planning and executing the trade accordingly, but then I managed it inappropriately. So that's I slap myself on the wrist metaphorically. I write some things in my trade journal, and then I move on to the next day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. I've really enjoyed this stream. To everybody who's donated, you really don't have to do that. It means the world to me, though, that you all think that, you know, you feel that I'm doing a good enough job for you to come in here and do that. Really can't stop smiling, to be honest. It's kind of weird, but thank you all so much. You'll have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. I do these streams every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. This Saturday, there will be a video. I don't care if I have to stay up till 4 a.m. I promise you that video will be out this Saturday between 6 and 7 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be all about 3 levels of rise, 3 levels of fall, when to look for it, how to identify it, how to use it. It's going to be great. Really hope you all enjoy. Enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, days, whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next